Good morning. We are now officially in the holiday season. It's happened. We're here. Here we are. We've careened past my birthday. We're barreling towards Thanksgiving and then on to Christmas. And that's just the ones we celebrate in this particular household. There's lots of other things along the way. I have recently discovered a concept called candle nights, created by the McElroy brothers, that is meant to be sort of an all-encompassing umbrella holiday, sort of for anything and everything celebrated this time of year. And I really love the concept because I'm all about inclusion and sharing things with people, but I find I'm struggling to explain it to people, at least in short conversation. So I'm still working on how to sell it. But happy holiday season. I say happy. Hopefully it's happy. Some people struggle with it for a variety of reasons. Some very heavy and some just related to stress or anxiety. So I invite you to sit back and have a chill for a minute with me. So, Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving a lot, but it has never been, until I got married, it was never a super big deal to me. And my logic for that, and I hope this doesn't sound crummy, is the two main things people focus on for Thanksgiving are eating a lot of food and being especially grateful. And y'all, for better or worse, those are two things I do on the reg. So it seems silly to me that there was one day where it was like, we eat too much and we're thankful for everything. Yeah, check, check, and check. That was my Monday, you know? Which is not necessarily a healthy outlook, but welcome. And so I've always appreciated Thanksgiving, but it was not especially weighty to me. And then I got married, and my sweet husband is a very sentimental and romantic man. I don't think that he likes when I describe him that way, even though these are just facts. But he really is, and I think he likes Thanksgiving more than Christmas, which is kind of wild to me. But what's nice about it is it has taught me to appreciate Thanksgiving in a new way. To him, it's about carving time out to spend with family, to focus only on the positive, and to look forward. And I think that's really sweet. And also, I say he likes Thanksgiving more than Christmas, but I think his favorite part of Thanksgiving is after the big meal. Our tradition is we come home, he sits in the cozy chair, opens a bottle of wine, turns on football, mutes it. I put up the Christmas tree. And he said this to a friend of ours the other day. He said, my favorite part of Thanksgiving is watching Allison put up the tree. And she goes, you don't help? And I said, no, because Mama has a system. We have a pre-lit tree, and the cords have to connect in a certain way, and they've all been painted with letters in different colors of nail polish to coordinate, so you better only put B with B. Wait till we find the B. And it's best if Mama does that by herself. I don't think of myself as being super controlling, but I am about certain things, and that's one of them. So he gets to sit there, relax, have wine, watch football, and watch his family start the Christmas prep. Because our son does not help me put the tree together, but he does. He's part of the process, mainly because he's hopping around excited, trying to pull ornaments out of boxes to put them on there. I'm like, no, we can't put the ornaments on yet. There's trees still half missing. And so that atmosphere, I think, is his favorite. One tradition that has become my favorite thing about Thanksgiving. As a child, this is wild to me. If you know anything about me and my love of theater and musicals and things like that, I don't remember ever watching the Macy's Day Parade as a child. I may have done, but I have no memory of it. I certainly never did it as a teenager or a young adult. And in college, one Thanksgiving I went home with a boyfriend to stay with his family for Thanksgiving. a couple of Thanksgivings actually, because like I said, it wasn't a huge deal to me, and so I was going to be home with my family for Christmas, but Thanksgiving, I could travel for that. That morning, his family all got up and made breakfast and watched the Macy's Day Parade, and so I was like, really? Okay, sure. I'll put on PJ pants and pour some coffee. No big deal. And we're sitting there watching it, and suddenly they start performing Broadway musicals in the middle of the street with all the high kicks and the singing and the laughing and everything. And I was just like, what? I was like, no one told me this was a thing. This is a free Broadway review in the street, and I'm in my pajamas. Like, I lost my mind. And so ever since then, that got to happen. So every year we wake up, and my husband and I, we get up, we make coffee, we sit in here, and we watch the parade until my son wakes up, because we're not going to wake him up for that, because he's a late sleeper like me. And he comes in there, and we all just sit and watch the parade together, and then it's like, okay, now we can start prepping food and getting ready for the day. And I just kind of, I love that. I love all those little bitty traditions that roll into one day full of great stuff. And a couple of years ago, it must have been 2 years ago. It must have been 2 years ago, or else he would have put something specific on here. I found this little craft tree thing at some craft store. And it's, you know, these two pieces of very thin board of some kind that slot together to make this tree. And then all these leaves in pretty autumn colors that are sticky on the back. And so you write what you're thankful for and you put them on the tree. And what I love about this is that I let my son write his himself. And so I will have to find a way. I can probably just separate these two pieces, fold them flat, and that way I can keep it forever and ever and ever. Amen. I should write the year on the base of the tree, because it's so cute. He's got mommy and daddy and friends. Oh, this one, yeah, this one is friends. This one is home. Spelling is fascinating. Spelling and handwriting. This one, this one was tough to figure out. That, let's see. That says school. I wrote it at the bottom. Once he told me what it was, I was like, I will need this help in the future. So I wrote school on there. And toys. He also wrote toys. Because what else are you going to do? And then, and he wrote food. He also wrote food. My boy. And then I wrote some down for everyone else. I've got family and books, acceptance and faith. And then there's one here on the back that says cruises. And I'm going to assume that I called my mother and said, what are you thankful for? I'm putting the tree together. And she said that, because that would have been, this must have been 2016. Because April of 2017, my parents went on their last cruise together before my dad took a turn for the worse. And so that's how I'm certain of the year. But this is just a fun, I love the idea of this. And if I could find this again, I probably found it in the dollar section of Target, y'all. And I could probably find it again. I think it would be neat to go buy a bunch, because it was either $1 or $3. And then do one like I didn't do one last year, so maybe I would do it every 2 years. Write the year on the tree and collect these and then just put them away. I think that would be a fun keepsake. I'm just talking myself into it as I'm looking at it. So note to self, go find cheap, thankful tree, probably at Target. The other thing I want to show you, I love this so much. My sweet sentimental husband, one of the things he really loves this time of year is seasonal decorating. And that's not a thing I do a lot of. I do a lot of Christmas specific decorating, and I love it. It's my favorite time of year for our home. But I don't do a lot of other stuff. I don't decorate specifically for Easter or for spring or for Valentine's or for Thanksgiving or for 4th of July. I don't do a lot of specific changing things around. And I think that he wishes I would, because then it's always refreshing the space. So he talked about how he really wanted there to be more of that. And so I've got lots of little autumn accessories up. Our social spaces are already kind of decorated in those colors. So I was like, it's already done. No, that didn't work. Went and got some pumpkins and things like that. I ordered us a pillow from 31 that I love so much. I want to show it to you. I have a thing for trees, and specifically leaves, so there's your theme for the morning. we have this pillow in this color scheme, these kinds of reds and oranges and burgundies here. We also have one that's different shades of green. So basically we have a fall and a spring option. So you don't pick the colors, those are pre-designed. But you can put whatever you want on the leaves. And when it was first designed, I saw a lot of people doing family tree. They would put the family name. You can get a little thing that says established and a year on the other side of this little heart in the trunk, and then put family names on the leaves. Well, we've got a very small family, and we know who we are. So that was not what we wanted. So I got one that said Seasons of Love, because y'all know I'm going to put a Rent reference, dropping little musical theater hints around my house that other people don't even get. But on the leaves, we put our favorite things about autumn. So we've got football and scarves, World Series, holidays, hot cocoa, sweaters, crisp air, and candles. And I just really love it because we can put this on our couch. And because of the colors, because these are kind of our year-round colors, I can leave this up year-round if I want. Or what I will probably do is come spring, I will order another case, just the, you know, the pillow case that has the spring version of the tree, and then just switch it out. Just put this one away and kind of like every 6 months trade those out. I think that would be fun, and that way I can refresh the house as per his request. But I just really, I love it. I love the idea. And I want to explain something I said at the beginning, that Thanksgiving wasn't huge to me because I was like, well, I'm thankful every day. It sounds kind of snooty, I'm sure. But it's kind of how I feel about Valentine's Day. Because it's nice, in theory, that we have a day that's set aside for that. But if that's the only day that you're going out of your way to do something sweet and tell me you love me, then I got 364 things I want to talk to you about. We don't do Valentine's Day in this house because it means a little bit less to me if you did something sweet for me because Hallmark told you to, or because your calendar told you to, or because your coworkers were like, oh, you better buying flowers, right? No. Plus, ooh, I'm cheap. And the flowers get marked up so much on Valentine's Day because they get you. Buy me flowers in January. I'm good. Surprise me. Anyway, so I love Thanksgiving a lot more now because of the importance to my family and how it has become a new thing. It didn't used to be a big thing for me, and now it is because of my family, and I think that's very fun and very sweet. So I wanted to ramble about that this morning and kind of talk about why. So if you've got really fun Thanksgiving traditions, I would love to hear about them in the comments because I think it's fun hearing other people's traditions. They range from like, oh, that's really cool, we should do that, to like, you do what now? And I think that's very fun and very telling. So there you go. Good morning, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and happy holidays.